Want to say good morning to Mayor Mike Victorino. Good morning, Mayor.
Hello, Shane, and hello to all of Maui County.
A beautiful day today. How did our first day of reopening our retail stores go?
I think it went well.
Yeah, I think so
A lot
too.
of stores that did open up or reported slow sales, and it's just people reacquainting themselves with some kind of scheduling. People are still not going out to shop. People needed something, went to the store. But other than that, there wasn't a real big influx. If you saw the news last night, the police department went through Ka'ahumano, and it was pretty empty yet. And not that many stores opened. And so I'm giving them an opportunity to kind of get ready for their own openings. Now it's up to the stores. Like Sears, for example, they're looking at reopening this Friday. And Macy's hasn't said anything as far as their reopening is concerned. I'm talking the anchors in the Ka'ahumano shopping
Yes.
center. In my mall, the same thing. Some stores open. A few of the restaurants opened up for takeout and pickup orders. And so I think really everyone it has their own scheduling. And I think we want to make sure we let them do what they need to do when they need to do it.
And Mayor, we've been expressing to everyone that this is definitely not a time to let your guard down, but it definitely brings out more freedom, I would say, within ourselves to know that, there are some things that are opening up. But yet we don't want to see an influx of the pandemic, resurging again.
Absolutely. We were able to also visit Native Intelligence here in Wailuku Town, and it was nice to see a small local business, and I hope to do some visitation to other businesses in the next few days, see them reopen, see the joy in the employees and the owners' face that we're here, we're open for business again. I believe that's what's going to help make our community a better place. People feeling that they can get back to some normalcy.
That's true. That's true. I know. I passed Native Intelligence too yesterday.
It was really nice. And we really believe that a systematic and methodical opening, making sure that these stores have the necessary sanitation products, they have the proper social distancing, the store setup. How many people can you let in your store at one given time? Based upon your size, you've got to calculate. Based upon the way you set up your store and the inventory and the display setup, that will also change what you can and cannot do. So I think it's taking many owners some time to look at it. And let's bring another fact that has got to be brought up. Without the visitor, many of these stores won't open up because they were dependent on the visitors way a lot more than they were on our residents.
True.
And many of our residents now, be honest with you, Shane, they're unemployed. They're not working.
Right.
And until we get them back to work, it's hard for them to spend any money. Basically, they're keeping their money for their essential needs, food, rent, other important bills that you have to take care of to make you and your family survive during these trying times.
That's true. That's very true. Mayor, I've been watching the beaches myself, and I've seen people really, really trying to stay within the guidelines. Any reports of how we're doing as far as our beach parks is concerned?
Basic reports that I've gotten back from Parks and Recreation, police, people are really trying.
Yeah.
I think there are the knuckleheads out there, and
Of
they'll
course.
always be there. But the vast majority of people are using the beach for exercise purposes, swimming. You see mothers sitting near the shoreline watching their children. They're not lounging. They're watching their children. And our police have used common sense. They can see the difference, and they have allowed people to sit there when they're watching and supervising their children as those children play in the water to keep them safe. So I'm pleased overall. Again, it's not perfect.
Right.
And then, like I said earlier, the knuckleheads still stand out like a sore thumb.
That's right. Mayor, you also made a statement in your press conference the other day about organized sports, and, it's a really touchy subject.
And the word touchy is the real key.
Yeah.
Because the contact, almost every sport, there is some kind of contact with your opponent. Basketball, football, baseball. There's no way you can play those sports without contact soccer. But, we're looking at tennis and how we can set up tennis to return, probably singles only. You have to use your own ball. You cannot touch anybody else's ball. There's a number of rules, that have to be put in place, or policies to protect tennis players. Like golf, they've reopened. There's no hole now.
Yeah.
When you putt on the green, you hit the pin, that's it.
Yeah.
You pick your ball up and you walk off. Social distancing. One person per cart, unless you're a married couple or live together, and then you can share a cart. One rake. So many difference of how we've played sports or how we've enjoyed our outdoor activities today versus yesterday.
Yeah.
The differences are going to be immense. And so long as most people follow it, most of our residents follow it, and our visitors, will be safe. But if they decide to let their guard down and act crazy, boy, that could change very quickly.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
Mayor, we've been expressing to everybody about the mentality of where we are in. It's a new norm. It's very different. Some people might not agree, but nonetheless, we all have to stay within the guidelines for the overall safety.
You're not only protecting yourself, you're protecting your family and others. That's the statement I use to people when they complain. I said, it's not all about you. It's about we.
Yes.
It's about all of us. We look at a community that if we respect each other and protect each other, we're a good community. When we stop, we get into all kinds of problems. And this is where I think we can bring our community together. We're going to do business differently. We're going to have a hospitality industry that's going to be different. We're going to do everything different. And it's just like after 9/11. Remember the first year or two?
Yeah.
If you traveled, it was like a nightmare. People didn't know what they could bring or what they couldn't bring. TSA and Homeland Security were changing the rules almost constantly based upon different issues. After a while, today, you get there 2 hours before your flight. You make sure you don't take liquids, you don't take water. Or, you know what you need to do. Most people know what they need to do. And they get through that line pretty quickly, get ready for their flight, and go off and travel. Today we're going to have, a different travel system. We're going to have thermal scanning. We'll have other checkpoints and other checks that have to be made before you travel. We will adjust. I know we as Americans have always learned to adjust. And as people from Hawaii, we are very resilient. I'm really excited about what the new times will have for us. And it's an old bird telling you that new times are exciting. Whoa, you got it.
That's the truth. Instead of fearing the new norm and what we really don't know for sure, instead of fearing it, we need to embrace it. And as we always have in our conversations, we try and encourage our community to do the same.
Acceptance is important, but change for a good reason is more important. And that's what we're going to be doing, changing for a very good cause. More hygiene is really good for us, and maybe we should have been doing that a lot more before this.
True.
But that's part of it. Wearing a mask, the Japanese have been doing that for years.
True.
And we used to laugh at them and think, look how crazy. And guess what we're going to start doing from this point forward?
It's true.
And social distancing, that's not bad, although that's really counterintuitive to our culture.
True.
We've always learned to hug, to honi, to embrace each other, a good handshake, a good high five, whatever it might be. We did that, and maybe one day we can, with safety measures put in, do some of the same things. Give a lei and give a good, a nice kiss on the cheek for whomever you're giving the lei to. So we will adapt, and I'm very positive that things will be better. And again, like I say, Shane, Maui strong, stronger than ever.
That's right. No ka'oi to the end, Mayor. Thank you for your call this morning. Any last words before we leave?
Again, as I usually say to you and everyone, stay safe, stay healthy. Please abide by the policies. God bless you all, and aloha.
Have a good day, Mayor. We'll talk again on Friday.
All right. Bye-bye.
Aloha.